Good morning, friends and neighbors. This is Joseph, and it's a great Sunday morning. We're having a great day here today. It's kind of early, and so I'm just sort of getting my morning workout in. That's why I try to dress like this. But I want to talk to you today about maybe taking some time to be in someone's fellowship or someone's church this morning. So Jesus set the example for us in that the Bible says that on the Sabbath, not the seventh day of the week necessarily, but the Sabbath, which at least in the Jewish world turns out to be the seventh day of the week, he was most commonly found in the temple or in the synagogues, worshiping and fellowshipping with other believers. And in his commission of the disciples, he encouraged them as apostles to follow his example. And they did, in fact. Paul and Peter and others, they wrote about the goal of meeting together and fellowshipping together after the standard of Jesus. They said, as others are doing, in exactly that sense. So why did they do that? Why did they meet together? Well, the idea was that they met together as by Jewish custom. They met to worship God, to sing songs together, honoring God, to fellowship together, sometimes to eat together, to encourage each other in living their lives. I mean, it's hard to be a committed Jew, or it's hard to be a committed Christian in this present day. It was then and it is now. It's hard to focus on doing the right things, on honoring people, on treating people the way you want to be treated. It's hard to remember that the world isn't always all about you and about yours and what you want and what you think is best and what matters to you. There's a lot going on in the universe. I watched a video this morning about a guy with no arms who has made a life for himself. Hauling wood and equipment and things like that with no arms, living in a fairly poor country that's not at all like this dream world that we live in here in America. I know, people have their complaints and their arguments about historical events. Look, I'm the son of slaves and Native Americans, and English refugees, Irish refugees. I got it. I grew up in rural Mississippi and Kansas. Heck, I've even engaged and had my life threatened by Klan members. I get it. But you managed to put those things in perspective. Look at me. I'm mildly overweight and I'm in great shape. And again, I live in a world that probably 90% of the global population can only dream of and imagine. To them, this would be heaven. And so I don't really have any complaints. I'm like I said, I'm in fairly good shape, and some would say fair mental health most days. And that's why I go to church. That's why I fellowship, because God has set that in place for me. And that's my standard. God gave me all this. God gave me this wonderful life. God gave me my wonderful family. God gave me my friends and neighbors. They're giving me great jobs. And so we come together at LifeSource and we fellowship and we talk. We don't just go and, they don't come and listen to me carry on for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 15 minutes, with a three-point sermon. We actually talk. We actually engage. Sometimes people don't agree, but what we do agree on is this one thing, and that is that the word of the Lord, that the Bible is our primary standard. And so we look to that to answer all the questions and discussions that we deal with. And that's with government, that's with race, that's with politics, that's with religion, that's with movies and television, raising children, being married, all of those things, the experience of slavery and the future of space exploration. That's what we do at our church. We actually talk about it, and we talk about it in fellowship. Sometimes we eat together, but here's the really good news. You don't necessarily have to be there in person. We're there in El Sobrante, 5161, but you don't have to do that. God has brought us to a day where you can attend a service just about from just about anywhere. There is Zoom church, there's Skype church, there's GoToMeeting church, there's WebEx church, there's Microsoft Teams church. There are all kinds of opportunities to fellowship and to engage. And so you can't afford to be there, or you don't have the time, or maybe you're walking your dogs or hanging with your kids this morning, or you're heading out to the golf course. You can actually turn on, the communication, the telecommunication device of your choice, and at least listen to what's going on in your fellowship, and maybe even, add some discussion if they allow that. So at LifeSource, we allow that. We want people to engage. It's an interactive fellowship every time we meet, and that's the goal. But again, everybody has their preferences. The idea, however, is for us to come together and to honor God, to fellowship together, to talk to other family members, other Christians about our hopes, our dreams, to talk about how we can help people who are not Christians. Yes, that's right, help people who are not Christians, how we can be of help, how we can honor God by honoring them, by meeting their needs, by being more understanding when we're in some disputes and discussions. And the Bible gives us plenty of examples by which we can do that. And so that's why we come together to meet. And so I want to encourage you this morning. I do want to encourage you to not just get up and get into your day and exercise and work out. You don't feel like doing that. You feel like just lazing around for the day. Heck, turn on your Zoom. Turn on your WebEx or whatever. And I don't mean, to some televangelist or something. I mean to listen and share with people or that you can get to know, including the leader of that body. Do that. Then that is truly one example by which you show that you are a Christian, by coming together with other Christians, even if you can't do it in person. Step in and listen for a while. And if you can engage in the conversation, if you can be of help in the sharing time, do so. In the meantime, you don't have any place else to be? Hey, come hang with us at LifeSource. Visit the website, or visit us on Facebook or LinkedIn. Heck, you can even find me on Twitter. But the goal is, as Christians, that we come together and share about the great things that God does. This little thing in front of you here is a rose that I saw. God made this, and it's been looking almost the same since God made it. Oops, and now it fell. Yeah, God made that, just like He made you and me, male and female. He created them, and so my encouragement to you is, go share with somebody today. Go share in somebody's fellowship today. Find one and be a part. And if you don't even have to get out of your bed, get off your sofa, get off your living room floor, or you can just do like me, sit here in the park, and when the fellowship starts, you're right there. So God's made it easy for us. In the meantime, hopefully we'll talk again soon. God bless. This is Joseph at LifeSource. I'm out.